Come on, everybody. I have a drama to show you all. It is a drama that is absolutely just ridiculous in every capacity because it started from a single game of League of Legends. And obviously, now who are our competitors in today's drama? Who are the two sides that we are going to be looking at today? And so, what they are is it's a bot lane duo, or not really a duo, but they happen to be in the bot lane for one game. It's between someone named Blue Unk and someone named Needy Henry. And for those who really care, Blue Unk's I think a Smolder and a Kog'Maw player, and Needy Henry's an Enchanter player. So these two people obviously had a little bit of an experience in the bot lane. I guess it was one bad game between the two that they actually ended up winning and anyway, and this caused a bunch of drama to happen between them. And it's it's just a sight to see that this much animosity can arise out of two people playing a single game of League of Legends together. That once again, they won. They ended up winning this game. And so, well, basically, this all started because Blue Wong tweeted out a 3 minute, half minute long video, basically calling out Needy Henry for sending his community to harass her and sending his community to make just mad remarks, and that people in Needy Henry's chat went over to her chat telling her to kill herself and then post this 3.5 minute long video. Now, this video, I'm not going to show it all because it's a long video, but there are important things to note that if you were to go and watch it yourself, you notice. It obviously does start with him going off and saying that we need to mass report Blue Wonk, we need to mass report her and just go off and make sure she gets banned. I think it's either for both. I think it actually ends up being for both Twitch and League. I can't really. He kind of just like switched between the two. So he goes off and calls her for being reported. And this obviously is, a declaration of war when it comes to playing League of Legends. And in this clip, there's a few interesting things as well. A lot of what Needy Henry is like responding to for what Blue Wonk is doing, what she's saying, is from people who are Twitch chat hopping, going back and forth, basically coming in as like liaisons between the two, where they're just trying to say what the other one is saying about each other. And so that's kind of an interesting thing for Needy Henry to do, is to base his entire opinion off of what his chat is simply saying about this person, not actually trying to verify it, and just kind of hoping for the best that the chat that he's reading is accurately representing what Blue Wonk is saying. Another thing that is interesting too is that Blue Wonk even posted this herself. It's actually in her own video. Is that she posted when Needy Henry was playing Janna, she posted her saying that this Janna needs to be shot and killed in real life, or like killed in real life. And so that was a very interesting thing to include as well. So we have a bunch of characters going on right here, where Needy Henry's just basically going off what his chat is saying and saying that they need to mass support Blue Wonk. Blue Wonk saying that the Janna needs to be killed in real life, and it's just unbelievable that this is all going on. And we also have some massive accusations that come at the end of this paragraph, as you can see right here, saying that he's racist, a pedo defender, low elo, which is apparently the most disgusting one, and a weirdo freak too. Pick a struggle, please. So obviously, a whole bunch of bullshit's going on right now, and Needy Henry responds. And his response is just calling Blue Wonk a man who has just said weird things about killing enemies with pyramid blood and adding things to your baby doll collection, and it just feels weird and disgusting. Blue Wonk says, "You're doubling down, hate rating me," calls the man the R slur, and then basically says that the period blood thing was not true, or it was completely just like hearsay or whatever, and it's not something she actually said, which kind of clarifies it a little bit. And then, want you address anything that I said in the post, or are you only going to address the lies your community made up? He said he didn't really hate raid. He just reported you myself and did not tell anyone else to report you. Blue Wonk responds, "Watch the video." Henry responds, "Hate raiding is when you raid your chat with nasty messages, which I did not do. So I don't know. That's not a hate raid." Blue Wonk then says that he told everyone to go over her account, and then proceeded not to know what Henry was saying that they should report her for. Mods came into her chat and say weird stuff, and he was just laughing at all the crazy things that these mods were apparently saying in Blue Wonk's chat, and that he was kind of just like passively laughing at it and just kind of like having a good time all the way while potentially terrible messages were being said to Blue Wonk. And then she says, like, "I want to see what's allowed in your Discord." Henry says the Discord is dead. There's nothing there to look at. And then he said he only came into your chat because you said something weird about him. So you can't really be acting like you're the good guy here when Blue Wonk called Henry like big and also is using the R slur. And then she says, "Oh, those things are crossing the line, but you calling me a pedophile and a man with a voice changer while making fun of this person entirely is nonchalant and chill, while also telling everyone to report my channel for a reason you don't even know." And then Henry says, "I was trying to report you for being a pedophile. Let's adjust the age to play role-playing thing you do in your chat with the baby voice. Let's not play dumb now." And then Blue Wonk says, "Can we have proof of me being a pedophile? Are we just going to keep on role-playing being dumb?" Henry says, "I just watched 30 seconds of your stream and chat interaction. That was enough for me." And Blue Unk says, I watched 30 seconds of yours, and I think I came to the conclusion that you're a racist Diddy reincarnate. We're just throwing out accusations now, right? Remember, you are a racist pedophile offender. Shouldn't you be on my side if I'm a pedophile? So they're just kind of going at each other with just little evidence and little screenshots, or literally nothing, any way capacity that could like prove that either of them are right in any capacity. They're just kind of throwing and hurling insults at each other once again over a league game that they ended up winning, which is the funniest part. And it's just both of them are not really doing the full effort to even like prove any of the fucking things that they're saying. And then a clip gets posted of a TikTok that Needy Henry made that basically kind of just shows him doing a voiceover, or doing like a not a voiceover, but he's like lip syncing to a TikTok audio that sounds like he's saying the N word, and it's kind of just like interesting that this is something that he would post online willingly. And so, two things: Needy Henry does respond to this, and obviously, Blue Ink uses this as evidence to show that he's racist. At the same time, it is posted by an account called Needy Henry N-word Queen and Needy Henry Pedophile. So this account is kind of hard to tell if they're actually doing anything in good faith. But Needy Henry does respond to this video getting posted as like evidence that he's a racist. Needy Henry basically says that he addressed it before and that it was really insensitive and probably not the best point to say or best video to post. And that, and even in the audio, the N-word isn't actually said. It just says someone's name is Nick. And then like the way the person speaks, it kind of sounds like the N-word. And that basically he was kind of sorry for posting it. It was probably not the best. And he did end up taking it down. And just all that stuff in this giant paragraph where he would never like dare say a single slur, and then he doesn't even say the F slur. And so he's sorry if he has hurt anyone with his insensitive posts. And then post this video basically saying that, why is Blue One calling me out for saying the N-word when she posts stuff like this, where basically she's just like saying if I'm going like wah 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 over a song and the N-word is in the song, and if I wah wah over the N-word, is that me saying the N-word? Is that something I can do where I say wah 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 over the song? That's kind of the point of this video. Don't really know what it has to say. I don't think in this post she's actually saying like, oh, is it okay for me to say the N-word, or is it just me to like find to say like wah where the N-word would be? I think that's kind of what the point of this post is. So I don't really know why Needy Henry is posting it, but also I don't know why the post or of like the TikTok that Needy Henry made was also getting posted, because once again he's addressed it, and the person who posted it seems like the most bad faith account, simply targeting Needy Henry for calling him a pedophile and just like a racist. So both of them are just posting clips to each other in bad faith as well, overall. And then Needy Henry then continues to call Blue Unk a pedo baiter, where she's posting stuff like where she has a really young, childish sounding voice and a young looking model, where she posts like risque images of her, like this one right here, as well as like this one right here. So he's basically saying you're a pedo baiter who's also a man who's faking his voice and just kind of get people to look at your childish model. And so then Blue Unk responds, am I a bald fat man with a voice changer, or do I got a hairy cooch? We got to stick to a narrative, because once again, like you said, Henry is accusing her of normalizing pedophilia just with all the stuff she's posting and her voice and stuff like that, because he's kind of saying you're kind of both right here, where you're both using that voice to sound childish and baiting pedophilia while also being a man and using a voice changer. And he's kind of accusing a lot, and it's just an entire mess overall. And that's kind of just where it ends. It's kind of a mess because these two are a mess at arguing, because they're arguing over a league game and just calling each other pedophiles and racists and whatever else they could think of to call each other, because once again, they did the foul act of winning a single game of League of Legends together. Not even losing. They won. They won this game. This is a game that they won. They gained LP for this. They won this game, and they're this mad. And so, a lot of stuff to digest here. Let me see if I can kind of give my synopsis here. I feel like both of them are making a lot of claims, like little evidence. Obviously, Needy Henry's posting his like the images that Blue Unk has made that kind of makes it look like she's trying to act like a lot younger, while also trying to sexualize herself in a little way. That's like kind of the argument that he's taking as well, and calling her a pedophile and stuff like that. So that's kind of, aggressive accusations to make. I think kind of amplified by the fact that he believes that Blue Unk's voice being like very childish, very sounding, and like she's trying to look young does kind of make it seem like, maybe she's pedo baiting. But I think also it's kind of confusing that he's going at this angle while also simultaneously accusing her of using a voice changer and stuff like that. I don't know where he's getting that from in any capacity. I mean, I'd love to see him like try to prove why he thinks that. But once again, he's just kind of going and throwing hands at this. And then the same thing for Blue Unk. I mean, one of the clips that she posted literally herself was asking for the janitor to get killed in real life. So that's kind of a crazy thing to say. As well as her, once again, using bad faith clips as well to call Needy Henry a racist. And then also just like kind of firing back saying, if you're calling me a pedophile, I'm going to call you a pedophile. Which also kind of seems absolutely childish and just kind of an insane thing to say. And But also there's a possibility that Needy Henry's chat went to harass her, and both of these people kind of suck in this argument. I'm gonna be entirely honest. This is just the most unnecessary argument of all time, where it's just two League content creators who got mad at each other, and because they're playing League, they're mentally ill in the brain and they cannot properly think, and so they took a game that they won and turned it into a long, multi-hour long Twitter drama where they're yelling at each other, and just accusing each other of everything under the sun that they could possibly do. And this is just an electrifying thing to watch to see what other bullshit they're gonna pull out of their asses to kind of argue their point. Blue Wonk hasn't really posted at all today. Needy Henry's been posting like K-pop edit dances while simultaneously yelling at Blue Wonk. So I don't really know what's going on here. I don't really know how this is gonna end. But I'm just gonna say this now. It does seem like Blue Wonk does have some posts where it does seem like her model is intentionally being drawn pretty fucking young and has nothing to do with her voice. But it just looks like the fan art that she has. The model, the character does look very fucking childish. So that's like the only, I think, base that Henry has for like these pedo baiting allegations. Because once again, if someone's voice is just high pitched, they're not pedo baiting. That just might be how they sound. Okay, I don't really know. This is a mess. This is a video that I don't even know why I made. I kind of think I've just lost brain cells while talking about this. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.